Show in 2 minutes. The monkey speaks. You can make comments. I'll try and look at it this time. No guarantees. But maybe. Maybe. I'm looking on this button here. Hello, my little monkeys out there. I gotta say, if you were really jamming on that last show and loving it, this might be a hard one to take. I don't know. This is it's 10 o'clock. Good morning, and this is the Monkey Mind with Rob. You are listening to 102.3 FM, and we honor independent voices. How many of our voices are really independent? Or are we just like all taking some little red pill of different varieties? Maybe they have different colored pills that we all take, and we're just as brainwashed as the other person. So the monkey mind, I'll have to start with this, give you the premise of our show here. If you're just driving down and you turn in to this, like you're doing the scan, I would like to apologize for the show. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the show's called Monkey Mind with Rob. The monkey mind refers to your thinker or ego. It's a Buddhist term, and that's kind of like the chatter, kind of goes with the monkey chatter. Like that wants to do something, is always talking, always wants some kind of activity. It's like your brain, it's just constantly on. And you can only thank the stars that you get to go to sleep every now and then to shut it up. So on that note, a great way to shut up your brain is to ask your monkey, we'll start calling it the monkey now, monkey mind, is to ask it if it's breathing. And that's how you get to meditate. And so you ask it's sincere, you're not faking it. You're like, oh, Mark. Yeah, it's not that. It's like, am I breathing? And it's like really listening to your breath. And when you do that, it quiets the mind for a second. And that's all you have. All you have in life is now. You don't have tomorrow, 2 minutes from now, or 2 minutes yesterday, or all you ever had was now. You never did anything in the future. You never did anything in the past. It ain't here. It's always been now. There ain't no time travel. Now, if you want to fantasize and play like there is, you can do that all you want. You can give yourself some good depression. You can give yourself some anxiety, but that's all up to you. If you want that, go for it. Now, that being said, it's not quite as cut and dry. I am much like the cobbler that's children wear no shoes. It doesn't always work for me. But that's why you got your moment. You can always reboot this stuff. You always have, I don't care how bad you mess up, you got the next moment. And I'm kind of thinking that this moment is kind of like our little heaven, our eternity. So the show is about living in one's, what is the show about? I keep forgetting how I phrased that one. Anyway, it used to be about brain cancer, because that should go with a little asterisk here. This show, you are being taken on a ride. I am missing, not by choice, but by surgery, a part of my right frontal lobe, which, I don't know if, apparently it's not that important, because I get along okay. I tend to forget a lot of stuff. I have a impulse, what is that called? Impulse. I'm more impulsive than I used to be, slightly. Everything's basically how it was, but don't ask my ex-wife that. She does not agree with that. She thinks I'm a little bit of a different robot. Not true. Yeah, no, it gets like what is that movie? Oh man, it's an old 70s film. I don't think I ever liked it. I always the actor always kind of creeped me out. Donald Sutherland was in it. It was the Brain Snatchers or something like that, where everybody is crazy. And it's tough when you have like brain surgery or something going on with your brain, and then everybody always goes to that. Like, well, Rob, you got, a brain issue. And I was like, no, I think I know what's going on. I had that really, really bad in recovery in the ER room. It's a bunch of mean nurses that work the place. And I felt like I was in like a Twilight Zone for sure. And yeah, spooky stuff with that. But yeah, a lot of times our paranoia is they are talking about you. And they ain't saying nice stuff. But not all the time. Yeah, it's a mixed bag for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I wasn't doing so good the other day. I was just like, I live alone and stuff like that, so it's like I don't know. Sometimes you just get all this stuff like I've collected through the years, all this junk, and then it's kind of like sorting it, and it's just a constant. I took a little trip to Pensacola to Fort Pickens. I got this little travel trailer, which is a lot for me to manage, like packing it. It's just a lot of organization stuff, a lot of what is it called, multitasking. And sometimes it's just so good just to like free yourself. Like you can start just prepping just too much, like all the time. Like you're always trying to get ready for something, and it's just like enjoy your moment, and you'll adapt. Now that being said, I came back, and I don't really want to talk about this too much, but I came back real cocky on parking my travel trailer, and I'm just gonna say it didn't go that well. It did. I called in my neighbor to help me out because he kind of does that. He has a trailer for his truck and does it all the time, so he kind of got it. But it took two of us. It was really, really tight. Like I was definitely needed. It needs a cider because it's that tight of a squeeze where you got somebody telling you you're doing good because you can't really see. It's just too far back, as I learned the hard way. Got some repairs to do on the Shasta. I got like it's a kind of a retro looking thing. It's like a 1961 replica. They did it to celebrate their. Everybody says it's so cute. I'm usually the hit of all the little campgrounds I go to. Um, I remember this one grumpy old man that bought one 2 years ago, and he was just like, "All right, hey, all these people come up and harass me about the thing." But I mean, it's kind of fun. But it is kind of a little bit of a mouthful. It'd be a little cooler if it was actually a 1961 Shasta Air Flight. They're really kind of cool if you don't know. It's like a two color. It's got like a silver lightning bolt across the side, and the top of it's white, and the bottom of it's like can be different colors. Mine is Matador red, and then it's got on the rear of they call them canned hams too because it basically looks like a canned ham turned on its side with wheels on the bottom of it. Real cute, real funky. And then this one's got wings on it too, so it's got like these chrome wings. But now it's only got one wing is getting repaired thanks to Rob. So we'll see how I do with that. I might be buying a new wing. The wings are kind of cute. But I mean, they kind of jettison out, so it's like you can't. Yeah. So anyway, backing it up, you got to do it. You turn one way, your rear goes the other way. So it's like a real mental exercise that my mind does not really like. And then with the New Orleans streets, man, it's just so tight. And I got like a really tight thing with cars on the street. You can't get in a good. I mean, you really gotta be parking the sucker. So I was trying to really make peace with it. The moral of the story is I was trying to live in my moment. Coming back when you know you've got something that kind of gets you apprehensive and that you're trying to prep for. And I was like, all right, just relax. You're gonna deal with it how you deal with it. And so much of that and in life is such a good practice for you to get into. Just a constant thing of forgiving yourself, being grateful for your moment, not judging yourself so much or judging others. Um, yeah, really just going on a constant practice of that. I got like before I got diagnosed. Did I mention the brain cancer part? I think I did. Yeah, so I mentioned that I'm missing a part of my right frontal lobe. Yeah, so that's from brain cancer. I got diagnosed in what was it? I don't. Yeah, like I said, I'm not that in the time, but it was like it was right before Katrina. Katrina. We'll have a little weather update, hot off the presses later on in the show. But yeah, so back in, what was that, 2005, something like that, 2006, 2005. Yeah, I got diagnosed with a GBM, which is a glioblastoma. It's brain cancer. So it came on, like I was getting all these headaches and stuff, and they were just getting worse and worse. Like the cancer was in my brain, and mine was a brain origin cancer. So the pressure just kept building up from this tumor, and I didn't know what it was. I thought I was just getting extra dumb, and I was really forgetting stuff, like a lot of really basic stuff. And then so you start to, or you don't, but I started to try and counter that. Like I was trying to hide it. I was trying to make do with what I got to, had a job, had a mortgage, had a kids, a wife, trying to make it work. And yeah, it was kind of just all seemed to be snowballing. and and eventually I got, it was headaches was my cue, if you're, but you probably don't have brain cancer. I'm just saying, if you're a hypochondriac. I know there are a lot of out there's. Well, because hypochondria goes back to the other thing. It's like this victimization. Our monkey mind loves being right. That is like that gets it sexed up, man. It loves being right. And there's a great way that you can just instantly be right is just that you were wrong. Somebody wronged you. Somebody did. The country did. This group wronged you. Somebody wronged you. And joining groups, the monkey loves joining groups. And we were just listening to that Monopoly thing. That guy was just saying, the Democratic Party is a monopoly. The Republican Party is a monopoly. Our political system is a monopoly. And it's just different tiers. They're the bankers, there's the politicians, I guess you'd say the doctors, the plumbers. I always pick on the plumbers. Where people, they've consolidated a power base, and it's keeping it from others. If you're not in the club, they want to keep it from you. I remember back in the day, I'd watch some stuff on. I mean, this is pretty far back, but like pre Trump and all this stuff. But the Democrats and the Republicans, they'd go out and they'd play golf together. They didn't care. It was all just it was a big sham. Like everyone, they'd show like a video, and you'd be like, wait, what? Those two guys were like, or women or what? I guess it was a pretty much a guy, but yeah, I don't know, whatever. I was trying to be politically correct. Shoot me. But yeah, so they'd be like, trying to acting like they were gonna kill each other on the work day, and then the weekend they're out, having cocktails on the golf course. It's a bunch of bull, a bunch of bull. And this COVID thing is more the same, man. This thing, their news is really repressing a lot of this, the numbers here. These numbers are not. This is basically a little bit spookier than the influenza, which is a COVID too. The numbers that I'm hearing, and then you gotta really dig. Like I'm only seeing snippets of it on like YouTube or something like that from surgeons that are saying, yeah, everything is now they're being coerced to call it COVID to keep those numbers high. I didn't really go into scratching my head on the whys. I remember because this what was that movie with the JFK assassination, where what's his face was going, yeah, they're doing this and they're doing that. He did that long speech in the movie, that kind of short actor. I guess maybe a couple guys are short on that. I don't know. But anyway, he's the real. tiny one, but real good. Oh, Joe Pesci. Yeah, he plays that Farrell, or what was the guy's name? Yeah, it's in ties, I think, to New Orleans. Like that whole film did, but I guess even the whole story. But yeah, when he's doing that speech, like that, players don't even know, and I think that's so much the case too. A lot of people start doing stuff, and you're like, God, can they be that like diabolical? And a lot of people really are not that diabolical. They just start identifying so much with their monkey, and they just start this kind of behavior, and it becomes their go-to behavior to protect themselves, to secure their quote power base, and that basically can be pretty varied. You know how however that little monkey thinks of its how it wants its little bread and how it's feeding itself, and it feeds itself off being right and being superior and judging others. Because when you're now I'm starting to I might be starting to trip. Okay, hang on with me. This is coffee. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a coffee and mushroom crepe morning, minus maybe the crepe. So I may have lost some focus there. Okay, yeah. So I was going with that. The numbers, and man, if y'all noticed on, man, I am like seriously losing. I mean, I guess they were never really, really in my life so much, but some of my friends and stuff like that. Gosh, man, this COVID thing has really kind of slimmed out the herd. I mean, it wasn't really a herd. It was like a I don't know what, but not a herd, a small, a small band of goofballs. Yeah, man, they're dropping me like flies. Can you imagine? Can you imagine someone doing that to this monkey? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and even with my dad, man, we just really, he and I just really broke up on during this. I don't want to say it's cause of it. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I've been kind of over this. I was kind of into it for a while, and I guess I'll still be kind of into it when I go see my mom, just because she's a little freaked out on it. You know, she's of course older, but it's kind of like the flu. I mean, the flu's taking out people every year pretty drastically too. So some of these measures, this mask is just another virtual signaling. I mean, that's what that's all about. These fascists, man, and you know, it's always kind of like the mirrored. You can see like the fascists saying that they're fighting fascists. it's pretty it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so much is it's the mirror. Going to the mirror and giving yourself a good check. But check it out. Love yourself, man. You're awesome. You really are. Just go in that mirror and just give yourself a big old smooch. A smoochy smoochy. But it's all good. And just keep saying that it's all good. What was the thing I had this cool one. I love it. We were supposed to. I keep forgetting that. Yesterday I totally forgot it. I may have said that a couple times actually though. It's the F it. Well, you know what that of course I can't say that on the radio. And I miss that too. It's like where you could just like freedom of speech, man. You should really be able to say any damn thing pretty much you want, unless you're talking out hurting somebody. I think racism is okay as long as you're just not, you're not disenfranchising people. You're not, yeah, it's like there is so much, like, and what is racism? Racism is judging somebody based on their ethnicity, right? It doesn't matter if you're black, white, quote, or yellow, brown, and yeah, it doesn't matter. And I mean, I'm gonna say it's kind of like sometimes the abused become the abusers, and I've noticed it's very rampant in a lot of our minorities that they are very, very racist. They're racist against their own race. It's wild. The black community suffers from that a great deal. The lightness of one's skin is very judged. I mean, it's just like things that are like under the table, and that's okay. I mean, people got their preferences, and it's all good. I mean, I think it just comes down to, and I think our differences are kind of fun. I mean, having different races and having different countries, it's a little. I mean, is it really all that big a deal? I mean, it's really not. I mean, it's we kind of make it into the all this. Oh, I'm this or I'm that. My ethnicity. Like I just became a an Irish citizen, and like I did the whole citizenship thing. I've never been to Ireland, but all my family and friends that have been say, "Oh, you're gonna love it." I'm like, "All right." I like the idea. Then I kind of did it to I don't know, just because I could, and I always liked the idea of Ireland. Mainly the thinking about getting drunk, I guess, was pretty much it. That sounded pretty cool, and the countryside looks beautiful. You know, looks beautiful. But yeah, why was I talking about that? Anyway, I lose my train of thought. I guess having a mushroom crepe in the morning was maybe not the best idea. But I mean, screw it. What am I doing? You know, what am I saving it for? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your moment. Really do that. Focus on angling. Yeah, even if you got to do like there's zen in everything. There really is. There's that bliss in everything. What was that like? A good example is that Italian film they did years ago where the guy's in like Auschwitz or something, and he's like dancing around being a goof the whole time. Yeah, it's like yeah, man, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. It's now, man. It's all about you. You are the star of this film. This is all about you. Just enjoy it. Yeah, sit back and revel in your stardom. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who the hell you are, but I'm sure you're awesome. But yeah, it's like I don't know. We take things like I mean, so much of what we pump up our chests about is just so irrelevant. I mean, so it is just such a sham of us being little hamsters in a cage being told even like on all this stuff with the COVID, even all these riots and stuff. I mean, if you weren't actually seeing it, you're just getting it from like a box. It's like War of the Worlds, like Orson Welles telling you on the radio, "Oh my gosh, it's outside, it's at your doorstep." You could be freaking out, and meanwhile, like people I think killed themselves. A couple people killed themselves back when Orson I think did that, thinking that aliens were attacking. But it's like, yeah, man, it's so much in our heads. And I was like, they got this guy who I'm really into, Eckhart Tolle, helped me out tremendously. His audio disc. I didn't read any of his stuff. All I did was listen to his audio, and I did not like him at first. When I first heard him, I was like, that accent. It just sounded too weird. He's like, I don't know where he's from. I forget. I think he may be German, but you know, they got some splintered like on the borders of that. That gets very the ethnicity of it gets all over the place. I think, like if you're more Scandinavian or a few places have that, like Spain. They got like that region where a lot of the gypsy community, or the I guess they don't like that term, but I like it. I think gypsies are cool, man. Gypsy King. Y'all seen that boxer? Pretty cool guy, man. It's incredibly exact, like coordinated. He's huge, huge. But he's got the sweet science. And old Tyson has become, I'm not sure, he's probably like me. He talks a lot of smack, but probably when you close the doors, I don't know. Like he was going to get back into boxing again with that Roy Jones. Yeah, back in the day, back in the day. But yeah, it's like what do you tell to your age? Like, I don't know. I think I kind of act a little maybe immature for my age. But whatever. It ain't like a test. Yeah, and it's like, what was that other thing they always call like guys out on? Like, oh, you're going through your midlife crisis. It's like, show me a guy that hadn't been in midlife crisis since they were a teenager. I mean, yeah, it's like, you know, what you're gonna buy you didn't like that souped up car before or something? You know, I mean, give me a break. You just didn't have the money. That's why you didn't buy it. Or the wife wouldn't let you, and now you're divorced, and You know. Hey, monkey, I want you to love me. Don't we all love our monkey minds? So that constant thinker is like so much of our ego, like how you know that you're not your monkey. And this is a big thing. This is why people are doing so much crazy stuff out there, hurting people and stuff, because they just identify, they think they are that thinker, and you're not your thinker. You are not your thoughts. I have a hard time with that one, but swallow on that. I think that is a reality. Ooh, and one thing I want to throw out here: Shakespeare. Sorry about that, y'all. I got a call from Metri. From Metri calling me. Who's calling me in Metri? Don't you be calling me. Last last time it was my mom called me on it. Oh shit! I talk to my mom like every day. Literally. My mama. Yeah, she's the only person that'll take my calls. That's not true, but it's getting close. It's getting close. I'm her only son, so it was very traumatic. A lot of times when you go through cancer, I was given basically in 2005 with what I got, which is a glioblastoma. It's and mine was a brain origin cancer. So basically, my family, all wife, everybody in the know, had to deal with the fact that I was given a 6 months kind of average life expectancy with that. Very aggressive brain cancer, and yeah, just in your brain, chewing you up, affecting your motor skills, all kind of stuff, thinking, talking, pretty much the brain chest. Though I was hearing this cool thing on YouTube. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, and they were talking about how our heart is like another brain. Like I said, I didn't really listen to things, so it's going to be talking smack. But I really kind of liked it because the one thing I heard is like he was the guy. This I assume some kind of doctor, maybe not a doctor, maybe some quack. I don't know. But it was sounding cool. I liked it, so I'm kind of gonna take that. Another brain, and notice how like a little kid, like when the analogy he made was like when children like are saying, yeah, it's me. They put their hand, over their heart, and they'll kind of pat that. That's me. Like they don't do it for their head, like where they think like they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's over their heart. I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, I'm not sure what that have to do with anything, but yeah, lead with your heart. That's a very cool. Think with your heart. Oh, he was talking about that on when you're struggling with doing something. It's kind of like your intuition, your because I like thinking on that too. It's like your brain is like this monkey thing is processing stuff, and your subconscious is crunching lots of numbers too. I would imagine you're going through a lot of scenarios just that you're just kind of unaware of, and having faith and having in yourself, and just that you're gonna be, and it's your story, and a lot of this stuff really doesn't matter. And I think so much of our experience, you can boil it down to maybe it's making peace with death, as being really just another part of life, just a fluffing. And I was kind of, I don't know, digging on it too, that this whole, okay, I never finished this part. So you got your monkey mind, your thinker, your ego, that thing that's always in your head, what we all think of as ourselves. I mean, let's be honest. But then there's also like a background awareness that seems a lot more core. Just it's like a base, or like a total background here of consciousness that can listen to that monkey chatter. And that's really you. It's not maybe as sexy. It's more like this, Dalai Lama you. You know what I'm saying? It's not getting much nookie. It's not doing all the fun. It's not getting high. But yeah, I guess it just is, and it's like another good thing to practice because okay, so that also goes back to kind of like a dream, a good analogy to it. It's like you can have a dream, and how you know you're not in a dream. The dream sometimes it's like you have that kind of kickback, and that's how you kind of can separate. Hey, I'm not this monkey. I'm not this chatter. Like you are another good one. Statement was like that you are the sky and the clouds are what comes and goes. So it's like I think it's almost like you're like an expanse, and then you kind of reached out and grabbed a few things and say, well, I'm this or I'm that, and I'm this. I'm white. I'm black. I'm my hobbies are this. My hobbies are that. You're grabbing at that kind of stuff, and that's kind of weird. My computer just went kaput. I guess it fell asleep. Yeah. I listened to that one episode. I might be doing it again, where every other word I'm saying is like or I was like, I was gonna try. Oh, I'm gonna work on that. I was like, I didn't. That wasn't too fun. Sorry if I'm saying that a bunch. Apologies, my radio voice. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. Or were we talking? Maybe I was talking over you. I wasn't listening to what you were gonna say. I'll give you a moment. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, anytime I'm quiet, that's also a time for you to practice your meditation. Ask yourself, are you breathing? If I ever pause. Ooh, there was a good Now, and when I say I'm not really saying I'm meditating. That sounds smarter. Yeah, it's tough to get into when you start judging yourself. Yeah, it's just no fun. No fun. No fun. And judging others, man, it's just not. I mean, we all do it, right? We all do it. But it's so much of where, you know, joy, ease, and lightness. So I always go, most of my fallback. From that Eckhart Tolle guy, he basically articulated that we are supposed to be living in a state of joy, ease, and lightness. Like that is really our condition. Ooh, and I wanted to bring that. That just reminded me of the lightness part. The unbearable lightness of being, a book I read on, and then another friend I lost. She turned me on to this book, and just we kind of just broke up, which kind of made sense, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's just kind of hard. You don't want playmates, but then you want to play with them. You want to play with your toys. Not that humans are toys, but you know what I mean. And that's not always appropriate. Had another friend too, man. I just ran into out of the blue. It was so freaking cool. I was just like, I was blown away, and then it was like, how like you're away from somebody, and then you fall right back into your relationship, and it seemed like it was very, very mutual. But I've noticed daughters do not really like their mothers hanging out with me. they think that's kind of weird. A lot of these daughters, I got two daughters too, so and I think they've definitely had their turns kind of feeling the same way. I don't know, man. It's a weird. But I guess the feminine thing is going through a lot of. Y'all are going through a lot of cultural bombardment, a lot of indoctrination, as everything is. Like, you know. But it seems like the whole. Y'all are really like being. Y'all are messing up some superhero movies. I gotta say that, and some stories. Y'all need to back off. Y'all always had good representation. I went back over my old comic collection. I saw a lot of strong women. Y'all were always there. You don't need to make up stuff or take over Thor where he has to have a vagina. It doesn't. You can just make a new. They got Valkyrie girls and stuff, man. Women, strong women. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it flows naturally. Good stories is what you need. Good stories. Um, yeah, everybody telling you you're repressed. You're gonna start feeling pretty damn repressed. And it's all in your head. Everything's just, it was really a lot of it's in your head. A lot of it. So much of our peace, it ain't from government gonna give you something that's gonna make you have peace. It's not that next car you're gonna score that's gonna give you peace. That next, I don't know, whatever. It's really you bearing witness to your moment, making peace with you, with all it is, all the dents and the dings and all that good stuff. So much of just you, yeah, just breathing, noticing your breath, noticing your moment, and being grateful for the moment. Because we can't help. A lot of times, the stimuli around us, man, we can't control it. And a good practice is if you're around something that's really kind of bugging you out, try and change it. If you can't change it, or if it's inappropriate to change it, maybe sometimes, because it's kind of like, you know, people should be free to do what the heck they're doing. Then you can get away from it. Then if you find you can't get away from it, then you got to try and make peace with it. And it's kind of making peace with your moment and what it is and being grateful and saying thank you. I'm not religious. I shoot this out to the universe. That's my jam. I don't believe in a what do you call it? A centralized everything. An alpha and omega. You're everything, and then to personify it as a patriarchal, granddaddy, which I can see. I mean, that's what you're gonna envision. I would think you're loving. Hopefully, your grandfather was loving to you, and that's what you'd think of. You'd think of someone, your protector, took care of the family, took care of you. He would be a white-haired old man loving you, loving your family. Yeah, I'm just not into that jam. I never got to meet my biological grandfather, but I had one. His handle was the Granddoozer. Loved him very much. Granddoozer. But yeah, I had to do with snoring or something. I don't know. He came up with the term. Really cool guy though. But it's so much about just having just appreciation for others, yourself. Like I said, keep returning to your moment if you're having issues, and really try and notice your moment. Just take a moment, breathe into your moment. Take a sip of your coffee now, and have another bite of your delicious mushroom crepe, your shroom crepe. Okay, we're going to take a pause here. I'm going to drink some coffee. I hope you have if you enjoy coffee, I hope you have a delicious one in front of you. If you don't, I hope you go to a coffee house today and share some money. Now, they got a racket, man. The coffee houses, that is like a huge, huge markup for what we're getting doled out. I'm just saying. That's a monopoly. Girls are not happy about the monopolies. What do I got on my list here? Complaining. Ooh, lots of complaining out there. And I was like, when you're talking to somebody and it's like, hey, well, I ain't complaining. Why, or I don't want to, you don't want to listen to me complain. I'm always like, if you want to complain, go for it. Now, that being said, if you're constantly going back on the same stuff, you need to do a little gut check. I mean, your monkey's just trying to be right all the time, and it's really just jacking you around. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to get in, Shakespeare was a pen name. It was the Earl of Oxford wrote everything we attribute to Shakespeare. Boom. Yeah, that was an eye opener to me, and I believe that to every core of what I believe. Like I'm gonna be able to walk out of here later because of gravity, and I think gravity is a little bit more magnetism, and I think we misnomer it, or I'm not saying that right, but and there's ether out there. I was jamming on this one guy, but I've kind of you get on these tears with these like kind of heavy thinkers or something like online, like YouTube and stuff like that, and then you deviate from them a little bit. Like another one of my big things is if you can try and balance and really lessen sugar. Sugar is just causing massive obesity in our culture. In our culture, getting everybody fat and unhealthy. Carbs are doing it too. Carbs really convert over into sugar in your body. We're we evolved eating meat. All you vegans out there, and you, I shouldn't be capping off to vegans. Vegans are tough. I know y'all are. You're tough. You're tough. You care about them animals. I do too. But I like to eat them. Mmm, yummy. But it does get a little redundant. I eat carnivore now, and so now I just scored, and now I think I'm deviating back to a little bit more of a keto kind of vibe. Because we were meant to be running on. Now, not everybody believes, and some really smart people think a lot of this stuff is mumbo jumbo. I mean, I'm sure you're out there. You're normal like me. You're thinking everything I say sounds legit, right? No, you ain't. No, you ain't. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it's like kind of fun to eat, but yeah, all the sugar, man. Oh, I was gonna tell y'all, I eat carnivore style for the most part now. I drink tequila pretty much at night with lime juice, so that's not meat. That is but it's 100% agave. It's one of the best kind of alcohols for you. I gotta kind of alter my mind every now and then. I really do. I really do. Or I want to. I used to love that as when I was younger, man. Just hallucinogens and anything just kind of to alter and just kind of trip out. Yeah, those were the days. Roman New Orleans streets. I was singing all the times that y'all probably had it maybe a couple of times like this where you're out partying all night long, the sun comes up, and then you're on the street, and then for some reason your friends are out early or something, they see you walking around, and it's like, yeah, that happened a couple times. But hey, yeah, a lot of that stuff's not good for you too. And with the drug stuff thing, oof, wasn't doing a lot of heroin, man. I wasn't doing the heroin. And now with the fentanyl, that's taking people out. Taking them out. And China, man, another great import from China. China is, I know one of our mottos here at the station is end all wars. China is the government, not the people. The Chinese government is at war with us right now. I mean, that's just all there is to it. It's just not a typical war. It's not like, I'll meet you on the battlefront. It ain't like that. It's through economics. It's from even this. I think it's even from this COVID thing, the China virus. Yeah, and look what they're doing. They're messing with the movies too, man. They don't want certain movies coming over, man. They want to edit that stuff. It's just like repression. You can't go wrong with freedom of speech. And just because somebody's saying something you don't want to hear, you need to really defend that. You need to defend that. It's their right. It ought to be their right. Freedom of speech. We got a sect of our democratic thing that's coming into fascists, where they're trying to silence people, and that just ain't right. It just ain't cool. It's not. The liberals used like, and it's all just like a label. And most of the time, when we're arguing about, we're not coming to terms with what we're even defining these things as. I mean, it used to be way back in the day, liberals were, I mean, they would just bleed for freedom of speech, you know? Yeah. Even if it was like, the classic one back then, I guess it still is kind of a classic go to, the Nazi thing. Yeah. It's a freedom of speech. And now what you can then do is when people are saying hurtful, hateful stuff, it's pretty much out of ignorance. They are identifying with their monkey. Like my mom gets really mad at me too because I don't believe people are really evil. I think you get so identified and unconscious that you are seeing yourself as your monkey mind. It just starts building on this gluttonous I'm right and others are wrong. Others are hurting me, and it just keeps build up. So you're able to justify your hurtful, harmful actions on others because you're a monkey, and monkeys are pretty vicious, man. I gotta say, you want to never turn your back on a monkey. It will bite your face off. They have this great this some monkeys are all in this one island where they have like a really great like tourist thing, and they're making all these killer like tiki drinks and stuff. And these monkeys have all learned that if they drink this stuff, they just get completely stoned. So their culture, they have become these alcoholic monkeys, and they're pretty vicious. They will like, they're some of them are waiting to just grab your cocktail if you have any leftovers. But yeah, it's like what was those movies? Yeah, what was it? Apes. I'm blanking on that one. It was pretty good stuff. Charlton Heston, had the. Oh yeah, and it turned out it was. Yeah, it was at the end of it. He thought he was on another planet. Planet of the Apes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I honestly think it's not really Planet of the Apes. What would it be? We'd be more like Planet of the fungi. What would be a fungus? What is? I was thinking if you had to like pick, you would not pick the apes, our evolutionary thing, as the master blasters of this planet. It'd be more like the fungus or something that's everywhere. That's the more dominant species. It'd be either an insect probably or a fungus. And mosquitoes, man. But I just heard they're doing some genetically modified mosquito. Does that sound like the worst idea ever? Now, granted, mosquitoes are like what the number one killer of humans out there, spreading disease and all that kind of stuff. But still, man, you don't mess with Mother Nature. You don't. You're just trying to adapt with it. And we are a part of it. I know it's messing that stuff up, and our AI thing is probably going to be just another form of our evolution, where we just off ourselves with it. Because that is kind of the flux of it. Things die, rot, and then from out of that, new growth arises. It's all good on the journey. I think maybe like I was saying, that underground, not that underground, but that background consciousness that we all kind of possess that can listen to our monkey mind and enjoy your monkey mind. I mean, I know it's a spaz, but find more love for it, sympathy for your monkey mind. It can't help it. I mean, it's like that kid. It's got all this baggage. It doesn't know what to do with it. Doesn't know how to process it. Doesn't have the skills. A monkey mind's just going to be a monkey mind. Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like you can get, like I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say I talk like I have my stuff together. I guess I don't talk like I have my stuff together. But that's why I was kind of pausing on that one. But you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that do this kind of banter, like I do. What is this called? Like, I don't know, metaphysical or something. I don't know, whatever you want to call this kind of junk. Yeah, so you can create another monkey. That you gotta really watch that. Like you can create like this other more enlightened per se monkey. Then it starts calling out your original monkey for being kind of like a dope. It's like, oh, that monkey's so stupid. I'm the enlightened monkey. And then you just made up a new monkey mind. Yeah, monkey mind. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, man, love yourself a lot. Try not to judge yourself too harshly. Forgive yourself. You got this moment. And what the beauty of it is, living in one's moment, is that you got now, and you're gonna have now. Like I'm on chemo again, and I was off of it for like 14 years. And I think it's all kind of bunk. I'm kind of want to knock on some wood because it's no fun going through all that toxins and all that stuff they pump into you. It's no fun. Sorry to all you babies out there that are dealing with it, or if you got loved ones that are. But really, try and practice going back into your moment and enjoying even this journey. If you're on that cancer trip, yeah, just really, this is your ride, and really take into it. And that's a big thing that I went through is not fighting things. Like you always hear, we're gonna fight cancer. Fighting begets fighting. So I was told when I was going through my experience at one part of my cancer experience, I was told not to do that. And that I should basically ask that cancer, because cancer is natural, ask it basically almost like to personify it, like to leave my body, like to leave. Because you are constantly, cancer is a natural thing coming into you, just like the monkey mind is, but they're both kind of parasites, and they're not good for the host. Neither are very good. Well, maybe the monkey mind more so, but the cancer keeps you strong. But good immune system also fluffs that. It makes that kind of dissipate in your body too. Yeah. So it's like asking it to like leave your body. You can do some like healing practices too, where you can kind of envision. Always like the one where you envision this beautiful light coming in through the crown of your head and then flowing through your body, and then exiting like your fingers and then your toes, like you'd imagine it. Kind of a fun. Oh, and then I had this other one too, where my Reiki had me, and these are like little exercises, because you got to deal with your psyche so much. And it's like I remember going through this stuff, and I was like, this stuff sounds very, incense and candles, but it just felt like the attention of it felt good. And that's really where it's at. I mean, just doing things that are positive to you, loving to you. Finding that activity in your life where it's a joyous movement. It feels good, and keep repeating that. The joy, and try not to just get on these kicks, man, and realize that you're not your monkey. You're not your thoughts, and kick it back. I'm hearing a lot of people too on this like this COVID thing. It's like you like being a victim because it makes your monkey feel right, and you like freaking out because it empowers your monkey. Your monkey loves that, and you ain't your monkey, and your monkey's just messing with you. It's messing with you. Don't listen. But love your monkey. I love your monkey. On that note, I might play my Monkey Mind song, boys and girls. I can figure out on this phone. Okay, y'all do your breathing exercises. Can everybody just breathe? I think I got it right here. And you want to all sing along? We can get that little, what's that little white dot that would bounce on the thing? And I always like the one too that would go, shh. Yeah. Right, that one was cool. Hey, monkey! Okay, y'all sing along. I want you to love me. Monkey, I want to love you when I feel you. You my monkey. Okay, I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to write a song and have something completed for next show. Promise. I'm holding myself down. The boy had a life-size toy. It was a monkey. When I squeezed it, made a cute sound. Hey, monkey! Are y'all singing along? I want you to love me. I do want my monkey to love me, man, but it's tough. Hey, I want to love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You're so mean and cruel, but you're mine, all mine, my little monkey. Chimpanzee wearing a suit and fedora sits in a bar. He tells a joke to the bartender, who's also a chimpanzee. The joke is about two penguins. Yeah, well, it's also about oral sex and ice cream. But yeah, that's funny. Monkey, I want to love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You're so mean and cruel, but you're mine, all mine, my little monkey. Ow! Watch out, those goddamn monkeys bite, I tell you. That was Dennis Hopper's line from Apocalypse Now. Ooh, I want you to bite me, monkey. I don't really care, you're not mine, all mine. You're with me all the time. Hey, monkey. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow. But we ain't one. Y'all get your monkey on, yo. Love that monkey. Man. Help, I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. I can't help, I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. Monkey, I want you to love me. Monkey, when I feel you. I had this girl say that this she was like, yeah, the singer's really good. I'm like, oh, whatever. And then the lyrics suck. And I was like, what? I thought it was like the reverse. Bite me. I want you to bite me, monkey. Yeah, you're not mine, all mine. You're with me all the time. Hey, monkey. Oh. Feel you. We ain't one. Oh, amen to that, man. I feel you, monkey, but we ain't one. That monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey man. I can't help but love that monkey. But you are not your monkey mind. You are not your thoughts. But be grateful for all that is. Love it up there, y'all. Love it up there. Give yourself a big hug in the mirror. You always got now to reboot this stuff. Oops, that's about to redo that. We'll pause that. Okay, we're going to start to wind down the show. Boys and girls, I want to wish everyone a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. I just want to laugh at myself. Okay, what is going on? I'm just kind of scared of what I'm going to put y'all back onto. Let's hear it together. Oops, that's not working. Oops. Guess that's just it. Okay. That was a very unprofessional ending to the show. I was gonna try and hear this because it says on it says on this thing the next thing should have been I'm not a Beatles fan. I know that's most people think I'm weird, but All You Need Is Love is what it's saying is playing. But this clearly ain't the Beatles. And after that is Biko, the guy that got killed in South Africa, I think. That's Peter Gabriel. Ooh, down low is Peter Tosh. Love me some Tosh. All right. But anyway, that's the show. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Hope you are finding some joy, ease, and lightness, and enjoying your mushroom crepes. Bon appetit. All right, y'all. Later.